disclaimers. Please ignore the state that my face is in right now. My allergies are wild and back in Illinois. Like, I'm not used to it at all. And my face is upset from me laying on my side for some reason. Like, I don't know why here is upset, but that's what this is. So, we're just gonna pretend it's not happening, and that's all we can do. So as I'm recording this, my husband is currently on his flight to Korea. He's about 10 hours into it. He's got about like 5 hours left-ish. I'm not posting this the day that I'm recording it for obvious, like, his safety, you know? This isn't a deployment or anything. This is just a rotational duty station, but still, you know. My understanding is I'm allowed to say where he's at. Because, like, he's gonna say where he's at, so... you know, but I'm not posting where until he's already, you know, set up and whatever, and on the base. But anyway, thought I would do a day one of how today went with him leaving. This is our first one. He's gone to JRTC a couple times since we've been together, but, like, this is different. And currently, my understanding and my assumption is he has slept this whole flight. That's normally what he does, is the second. He always says he's not gone on the second he feels like the rumbling of the plane, he falls asleep. So, he even falls asleep, like, during airborne operations, when they're just circling before they do it. He has fallen asleep, so, like, literally, like, in the car, too, he's the same way. Anyway, but yeah, so, have not talked to him, but I'm still able to track his flight, because I have all the info for it, so, like, I know, you know, how it's going, and they're actually ahead of schedule, which makes me happy, because I'm kind of nervous. Leaving him at the airport was an experience in itself. My best friend's dad took us to the airport and then took me home, which I really appreciate. I'm really close with my best friend and her family. So I appreciated that a lot. Like, I can tell that man anything. So, he had fun talking to Alex all the way there. He does, like, a lot of construction and stuff, and Alex is an engineer in the Army, so they operate a lot of similar equipment, so his, my friend's dad gets really excited comparing notes with him, and it's really cute. So, that was really helpful. It kept him, you know, distracted the whole way to the airport. It was an hour drive from where we're at, so that was nice. The talk with her dad home was really helpful. Saying bye sucked. It didn't go as bad as I thought it was gonna go. I thought I was gonna be crying the second we pulled on the side to let him out. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't cry until he was like, I don't know exactly his wording, but he was just like, but like, you know, don't cry, like, it's gonna be fine. It's like, why did you say it? I was holding it in. I'm ready to cry right now. But, wanted to post this for relatability of other military spouses. I mean, this is our first one, so I'm sure hopefully gets easier, but I also think it's totally valid if it doesn't. And, like, it's just a hard one every single time this happens, but I'm really grateful that this is just a rotational duty station, so, like, obviously if he's at away at training, it's different, but we can still talk. I mean, it's gonna be a 15-hour time difference, but, a couple years back he went to Kuwait for 3 months, and that was 13 hours, and we still had random times that we talked to each other. We weren't together yet, but, I would be, like, at school, and then he would just be like, hey, what's up? And, like, he had just gotten up. Like, you know what I mean? So, we made that work. I have friends that are in, like, Finland and shit, and our best friends that we made, like, through the military and stuff, they're stationed in Germany, and, like, we still talk. So, well, I know we're gonna make it work. It's just gonna be different. We were long distance for, like, 2.5 years, I want to say, before we moved in together and got married and stuff, so we've done it. It's just when we were long distance before, he was able to come visit me, like, at least every 6 months, but there was chunks of time where it was actually a lot more frequent than that, like, almost, like, once a month, just because of how, like, 4 days and stuff kept landing, and then he was in college for a bit and whatever. So that's gonna be the hardest part of this, is it's just gonna be a year straight. Like, we aren't planning on him coming back to see me. I can't go there anyway. I don't know if I talked about it in the original video, but the reason that I didn't go with, there's a couple. Number one, it would extend how long he's there, and we want to progress. Like, we've been family planning and stuff, you know, like, we're ready to buy our first house, and, like, you know, not anytime, like, super soon, but, like, I'm about to be 21, you know, so maybe by the time I'm, like, 23, 24, we have our first kid, you know, just stuff like that. Like, we've been talking like that. So we don't want him to have a long one if we can control it a little bit, so that his next one can be a long one. We're in the same place, you know? The other reason is because of my heart condition and because of the medical care available for spouses in Korea. Our understanding is I wouldn't have been able to go anyway. Because I would not pass a health screening and they don't have the specialist that I need there. So we decided it was in my best interest for me to move back to Illinois. I'm gonna go to school. I have a really good medical team out here as well. I had a really good one in Fayetteville too, to be fair, but, you know, but that's its own thing. But that's why I'm not with, but that's also why I'm not going to visit. That's been, like, the most common question I've had from other friends. Just like, so are you gonna go visit? And it's like, I would love to, but no. If he gets another international station, because, like, he can go to Germany or Italy. We're shooting for Alaska. Those ones I would all go. But those are longer ones. It's just Korea isn't the same. I've heard of people going with their spouses and really enjoying it. It's just, like, for our lifestyle, what we wanted to do, it didn't line up for right now, and I think that's okay. But anyways, I know this is gonna be a ramble. I just need to hear myself talk, in all honesty. I did another take of this already, and then I hated it, because I was holding my phone, and I'm shaky as hell today, so it was not fun for the eyes, so I'm re-recording it. But what I was saying in the other one is that the biggest thing since I've gotten back home, I went out with my mom for a while, which was really nice, but since I got back home, it's just quiet. Like, all you guys can probably hear in the background is I have lo-fi on and, like, our air purifier's going, but otherwise, like, I can hear a pin drop in this apartment right now. Like, I need to figure out some ambiance, like, or something, because he's such, like, a ball of energy. And like, I love it. I can get fucking overstimulated, but I'm autistic, so of course I will on occasion, but, he's always, like, singing or dancing or trying to make me laugh or, like, has TikToks playing. Like, there's always sound coming from wherever he is. So that's been the weirdest part so far. Not even, like, I tried to take a nap and, like, being in bed alone. Like, that wasn't even weird, because we've done that because of him at, you know, different field events and whatever. My cat's already getting used to it. It's tripping her out a little bit that he hasn't walked in. Like, she heard me unlock the door with his keys, and then he didn't follow, but heard the truck turn off, because I drove it today, and the muffler's loud on it. It's whatever they replaced on it, it wasn't technically the right thing, but, like, it technically was. I don't know, it was a whole thing, but the truck's loud. Not on purpose, but, it's also not, like, obnoxious or anything. Anyway, it's a very distinct, you know when I'm pulling in the driveway, and she knows the sound of it, and so she keeps, being, like, waiting for him to follow me, because she knows that, her understanding is that the truck meant Alex, because it's his truck and he drove it, and I would be home all day, and then he would pull in the driveway with the truck, and she would hear him leave in the morning, so it's tripping her out a little bit, but she's already kind of getting past that part. I mean, we'll see tomorrow, because I'm gonna drive it again, but yeah, this is my rambly night one. I'm doing okay. Haven't had a full blubber, but I'm also not gonna beat myself up if I do. Me and my therapist just kind of, like, decided that today was gonna be, like, once he leaves, like, in bed rot day, I'm not gonna put any pressure on myself, but tomorrow I plan on, like, deep cleaning, because my apartment wasn't completely clean when we got it in the first place. So I want to scrub things. So that's my plan. I'm running some errands with my mom tomorrow. But yeah, this isn't as bad as I thought it would be. I mean, I'm gonna have bad days, of course, but, like, cautiously optimistic. But thank you for listening. I love you guys. Mwah. Hi, besties. Definitely need to get a nightlight for in here or something because it's dark, but I want to talk. So I already turned off the things for the night. Again, ignoring the appearance, the lore of what you're probably going to see incredibly often because at this point I don't really care. I have a deviated septum and this side of my nose is smaller than this side, and I found that out at immediate care because I had a sinus infection. Anyway, I got breathe right strips, and it basically sticks here and then pulls outward and then opens my nose, and now I can breathe at night. Otherwise I was waking up literally like low oxygen, unable to breathe regularly throughout the night, and this stopped that entirely. Also, if you hear a fan noise in the background, it's the air purifier that also helps. But anyway, this is like technically night 2 of my husband gone. He still hasn't been, like, he hasn't been gone for a full 48 hours yet. Like, 10 a.m. tomorrow will be 48 hours. It's currently 1 o'clock p.m. where he is. It's 10 p.m. for me. This is so weird. Like, the time zone's tripping me out, but it actually is going better than I thought it was going to go. In, like, building myself, like, a routine around it. I got to talk to him this morning. He texted me at midnight and then again around like 3 in the morning, and then I do not sleep through the night. I usually wake up 1 to 2 times, so sometimes like more than that, like every hour. So when I woke up at 4 in the morning at random, like I always do, I was able to actually answer him, and we had like a small conversation before I fell back to sleep. And then I woke up at 7:30 today for therapy and was able to continue talking to him until he went to bed in his time zone. And then he was asleep from, I'm trying to think, about like 9 a.m. to like 3 p.m. my time, which is exactly when I usually am around other people and doing other things. So that actually worked out really well because it's almost like he's at work anyway. Like when, you know, we lived together, is I didn't really talk to him during that time anyways because he was at work. So that actually went fine. And then he texted me because he got up to go to work. We talked for a little bit and I didn't hear from him because he had like PT and everything. And then we picked back up maybe like 3 hours later, and then we've just talked on and off throughout the evening. I think this is definitely something that like I will be able to get used to. It's obviously not ideal, but it's also, again, easier than I thought it was going to be. I thought this time difference was going to totally be like where we never lined up to text, but we've already like sent each other like pictures on Snapchat and like sent each other TikToks and shit, you know, like our normal what happens during the day anyway. Cautiously optimistic is still the theme of right now. I will say that which, like, I do have a therapist that is a military spouse as well, and her husband did the full career and yada yada, so she's an incredibly great resource during this first, you know, this isn't a deployment, but, you know, similar amount of time, etc. So she said night times are probably going to be harder for me. I think I can agree with that. I'm doing okay though, because to be fair, there's parts of sleeping alone that I like. So it's not like an entirely like hated experience, because to be fair, he's a very active moving sleeper and I'm not. And I need dead silence to sleep and exact conditions, or I will wake up and he will fall asleep wherever he is. Like, we're totally opposites in how we sleep. And so because of that, he can impact my sleep pretty regularly, unless I'm just dead tired, but I'm usually not. Like, I take medicine to sleep and stuff now, and even then, like, it doesn't kick in sometimes. Like, right now it's 10 o'clock and I haven't taken it yet. It's probably not gonna help me, because I need to have taken it by, like, 8. But, like, I don't take any of my other medicines at that time, so I always just take it with my normal medicine, and it's a whole thing. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is, there's parts of sleeping alone that I do enjoy. Obviously, I miss, like, the interaction that we have before going to bed. Like, we sit and just, like, debrief about our day. We sit next to each other and show each other funny videos and shit. I usually scroll through Facebook Marketplace and I'm like, look at this thing that we can't have. Like, oh my god, it's so cute, wish I could afford it. That TikTok audio, we quote it all the time. Anyway, that I'm missing right now. Like, I still don't think I'm ready to have a full breakdown over it. When he was at JRTC, I had a couple nights where I just fucking cried. Like, I could not... It was just, like, it was like maybe, I think 3 nights out of that whole month where I just bawled my eyes out, and then the next day I was just like, I just need to rot in bed today, and it was what it was. Haven't hit that yet, surprisingly, because when he went to JRTC, it was like the second night. But I'm still feeling alright, so, I mean, like, I'm probably gonna have a cry. I did yesterday as well, but, like, it's short-lived, where it's just like, I think about something, a couple tears come out, and then I continue on. Like, they've been fleeting feelings, so it's okay. Like, the feelings are just visiting, you know, but again, the reason that I want to make these videos, also, they're not going to be uploaded the same days that I'm recording them, and I don't know how often I'm going to do these ones, where I just sit and talk. They'll probably become farther and farther apart as the year goes on, but, you know, it's like a video diary, I guess. I want to post things like this because I feel like it's not talked about enough, or I'm just not seeing it. I don't know, but, like, I feel like, you know how, this is obviously is not the exact same, and this isn't a direct comparison in any way. One is a much bigger issue than the other, but it's what I can think of it as a comparison, is, like, how society doesn't let men have feelings, and, like, they can't cry, you know? I feel like a similar but less severe stereotype can be put onto the spouses of an active duty service member, where, like, yeah, we have our feelings and we talk to, like, you know, our girls about it, but, like, I mean, also, all military spouses are not women either. There's, like, husbands of active duty service members as well, so, you know, and you know, like, non-binary individuals and whatever, but, I feel like we don't talk about it as much. Like, I'm in, like, the different Facebook groups. I'm not right now, but, when we were on Fort Liberty, I was in the Facebook groups for it with the wives, and it definitely, like, was a subject that came up there, but, like, otherwise, I don't know. And then, like, talking to non-service member families, like, civilians, if you will, that aren't directly impacted by, like, military service and stuff, they're just, it's not gonna be a thing that they 110% understand. They might if they have, like, I don't know, like, they're married to somebody that's, like, a truck driver and drives overnights, and you don't see them for, like, a week because they're driving across country doing, like, you know, like, driving a semi-truck. But it's not as common of a thing to be going through as it, like, used to be during, like, war times and stuff. And I mean, like, the recruitment of, like, soldiers is, like, at the lowest that it's ever been, you know? So, like, there's less families like this now than there was, you know, like, 10 years ago. But, so I just kind of want it to be a subject that's not taboo. I just want it to be one of those things where you can just openly talk about it, you know? I mean, I don't know how big of a problem it actually is, but... Because I follow some wives, like, on here, too, that just openly talk about it. And I think that's really cool, so I kind of want to, I don't know, be a part of, like, that little movement, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I'm doing okay, I think. Again, better than I thought I would be, but, like, me and my therapist were saying today, just, like, I know it's gonna fucking hit me. I know it's gonna. Like, even my husband texted me, and we were watching Markiplier play Lethal Company like, every single day that he uploaded, we watched it, like, together immediately, and he texted me, he's like, we can't watch it together anymore, and I was like, dude, don't do this to me. But we technically can if we wait until Saturday, because our time zones line up where we can call, because it's Sunday for him, but he's still off work, so we technically are able to. We did that with Unis Honest when we first started dating, so, we have that, but... Yeah, or I just kind of realized, like, oh my god, it's only been 48 hours out of a whole year. That sucks. But, you know, we're gonna get through it. That's why I'm posting about it. We're gonna do the thing. Love you guys. Mwah. Hi, besties. I have some life updates. Please ignore my appearance, I am a flare right now. And I slept in tattoo eyebrow, and you can tell what part stayed and what part didn't have the tattoo eyebrow stuff, so, we're not gonna talk about it. I'm also sorry that I'm so shaky today. Again, flare. So some little life updates. I went to my first day of cosmetology school yesterday, and as of today, I'm not continuing with the school. There's a lot going into that decision. I talked it out with my husband this morning and my therapist and everything. And the big one that, like, is non-negotiable is they don't take the GI Bill. And when I got approved for the school, they used my 2021 tax return, and I was not married yet. And then when I actually started, like, when I went to orientation, they were like, so actually FAFSA put you under review because you're married now and they need his. And I was like, okay. So I gave them his, and now we don't get the same aid, and in all honesty, it's a lot of debt to just, like, do when I'm not 100% in love with the school. There's a lot of other shit going into it, like, for example, I do have POTS, that's what I'm in a flare of right now, and the guy that I did the admissions with, it never translated over to this location, and they didn't tell him, or he didn't tell them that I have a heart condition, and my teacher even yesterday didn't know, and, like, I'm sorry, but that's such a safety risk for me, and I did go into a flare yesterday, and there's a lot of factors. So me and my husband decided that when we get to our next duty station, and, we'll be there for longer than this situation is right now, I'm gonna just go to a school near base, because then also hopefully they take the GI Bill, but then I can do a 2-year program and spread it out more, because it seems like that's what my mental health and my body needs anyway. I was doing an 11-month program with this school, and yeah, I think it was a little rushed for me. And again, the school just has a lot of issues at this location. I was going to the original location, there's 4 of it now. And what I was told the school was going to have that the other locations have, mine doesn't. Like, for example, we don't have lockers like the other 3 locations. And so we had to write our names on everything in our kit because stuff gets stolen. And I was just like, okay. All of my mannequin heads have to stay in my truck because there's no storage for them. There's so many random red flags. And also none of my accounts worked. Like, I could not get into my book at all, and because they do orientation the day before you start, none of these issues got fixed for me to start. I, like, went into yesterday not knowing what I owed them, or if I was going to be able to afford it. So it just, once I talked it out with my therapist and my husband, we were just like, cosmetology is probably the right path for me, but we need to, regroup and new strategy, so, but that's, I'm fine with it, in all honesty. I'm gonna focus on my shop. I'm gonna sell at as many markets as I can while I'm here. I'm gonna get back into streaming again. Because, again, I was so burnt out yesterday, I couldn't even do anything. And I was supposed to be going there 5 days a week. And I went into a flare after 1 day with that long of a schedule, so. But yeah, I was upset yesterday, but today I honestly feel a lot better. And that I'm making the right decision on it. Not that I totally had a choice, because if I can't afford it, I can't afford it. But, there were other factors that were already making me feel like it wasn't going to work out. And then, that info too, I was just like, yeah, no, this isn't working. But yeah, I'm gonna take a day, because I seem to need it. And then tomorrow marks 15 days until the market that I'm selling at. And, we're gonna knock some of that shit out. And yeah, thank you guys for listening to my random update. I love you guys. Mwah. Hi, besties. I apologize for the appearance right now. Today was self-care day, and I just got out of the shower and ate dinner. My sister texted me, or called me, and was like, Domino's randomly has 50% off pizza right now, and I was like, say less. So I got myself a little personal pizza, and then I didn't know they had loaded tots, and those also had a coupon, so I also got loaded tots, so that slapped. But anyway, I just wanted to hop on here and give a couple updates, because I kind of went a little MIA. I know I randomly posted, like, hey, I'm live on Twitch yesterday. I was gonna post this update before that, and then recorded it and just didn't like it, and then I got a phone call in the middle, and then I gave up. But it's 6:45, so hopefully no phone calls this time. But anyway, it has just been a little busy, and I've also been working through a couple things, just mental health-wise, on top of it. I'm doing good now, but I think I just needed a week. I think it's been about a week. So, work through some stuff. Updates Etsy-wise. I wanted to launch the shop, honestly, like this past weekend, and there's several reasons why I could not. I'm in the process of getting everything set up with, like, business bank accounts and business credit cards and sales tax and all that good stuff, because I'm already halfway to making $600 this year, which means I'm gonna have to actually file taxes properly, and I got so lucky that I just didn't take off last year, because, I would have had to eat all that sales tax because I wasn't charging it, so, doing the right things now, but because of that, I need to turn 21, and I know that sounds so stupid, but the way that credit card companies work, fun fact, most people don't even find this out because they don't get married as young as I did, you can't report your partner's income until you're 21 when applying for a credit card, even though we've been married for almost 2 years. So, or at least that is how my current credit card works and how my future credit card works. So, I turned 21 in 2 weeks from today. So I am literally just waiting for 2 weeks to open that card, and we are in a very good spot with our credit, so I don't see why I wouldn't get it. And then either way, I'm opening a business bank account. Again, reason why I can't open my Etsy shop right now is because I need a P.O. box. You don't need one. I refuse to put my personal address as my return address because I also stream on Twitch, and I'm not doxing myself like that. So I actually am getting a P.O. box in a different town. That's just how it feels safe for me. So, but I can't get the P.O. box till I have the business accounts, because I'm filing taxes properly this year and everything needs to be on the same account. So, one thing adds on to the next thing. So that is why. So April, the shop will be up. I'm trying to also launch the Squarespace website as well. I want to move eventually away from Etsy, but for now, a lot of my repeating customers and stuff use Etsy, so, we're gonna start with both and then eventually transition to just Squarespace, but yeah, that's getting going. Like, I promise, the things are in the works in the background. I'm gonna be sitting and taking product photos probably next week as well. Like, I'm still working towards it. It's just delayed because of the legalities of a lot of that. And then we just got really unlucky, and my tax person said that we just got picked out of a hat with this because we filed our taxes early because he was getting stationed overseas. But we got audited by the state of California. Yay! And, we were just picked out of a hat. There was nothing wrong with our taxes. They just will make you basically refile to make sure it was actually you that filed. So I had to go and do that, and that was a great time, because what was the point of doing it early with him here? Because then I had to handle it by myself anyway, but it is what it is. I love our tax guy. He's done, because I moved back here, our tax guy has done, like, my family's taxes for the past, like, 25 years, so I love him. He's awesome. But anyway, so that's been happening. Lots of adulting, I know. What else? There's more. Oh, medical updates. I actually have some. I've also just kind of been in and out of a flare, and I say a flare and not a specific flare because I was in one and then switched to one of my other problems. It started as an endometriosis flare and then transitioned into a POTS flare the past 2 days, so it's just like, I don't even know, dude. The health is just healthing. They're not bad flares, but they're mostly just causing me really bad fatigue. But anyway, speaking of those things, I have started to actually make the doctor's appointments I need to have a care team in Illinois for the next year, and to try to make some more progress on my POTS diagnosis, because there still can be underlying things hiding with that, and I'm also in the process of getting diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. That's what my primary believes that I have, and I also have a therapist that's very educated on chronic conditions and has been researching it even more since, getting me as a patient. and her and my primary are on the same wavelength with what they think I have, so, got referred to rheumatology, just waiting for them to call me back to make the appointment. They needed my referral sent to them, but I'm, like, almost on their books. Like, we did everything for it, just not picking the day. And then I meet my new cardiologist on April 18th, and then they want me to see an electrophysiologist, I think is what that's called. I've never seen one. They said that that's their doctor for POTS, not cardio. But I've been seeing a cardiologist for the past year and a half, so we're starting there, and then he's going to refer me to the other person on my team, and then I go see them. It's all in the same building, like, it's all the same medical team. So, I'm honestly cautiously optimistic to see if we get some random, like, new second opinions. Because to be fair, I'm pretty happy with my current treatment plan, but I'm starting to try to get back into exercising, and I'm seeing areas that have room for improvement, or at least room for maybe there's something else I could be adding in to my routine that can, you know, make things easier. I honestly don't think I want to go on any more actual, like, medications, but I'm sure that, like, you know, like, there's, like, cardio rehab and stuff, so, like, physical therapy for this, so I'm curious if that's a route that we can add in. But so I scheduled out those appointments. The other appointment I actually scheduled, that's for next week, Wednesday, is I'm gonna start seeing a dermatologist. Fucking excited. Because, like, I have a filter on right now, which isn't helping anything, but, this is what my acne does. It turns into cuts, because my skin is so dry that it'll just start peeling off around the breakout, and then it becomes a cut on my face. I'm getting a lot of breakouts around my nose and around my mouth, and then, like, along my eyebrows and along my hairline. All of here is oily and dry and peeling at the same time. All of these pores are clogged. Without a filter, you can see every single pore that I have. I have dandruff and a dry scalp and everything else. Like, it just, all of this is upset. And then I've also been breaking out on my chest and my arms now. I do have a lot of allergies to a lot of things, so I don't know if that's causing it. I used to also get hormonal acne, but since going on the birth control that I was put on and the regimen we have me on, I don't get really hormonal acne anymore. I might get one breakout with my period and that's it. Before it would be like, I'd have breakouts everywhere on my whole face, and then it would take the whole month to get rid of them just for them to come back with my next period, so that's been taken care of. Oh, and then I have like those little tiny breakouts that are just little bumps all here. I have those too. So there's a lot of skin concerns, so I'm excited to get that going. So yeah, it's just been a lot of busy adulting the past week, so I'm so sorry that I just haven't also had the energy or the spoons to make content on here. But I'm alive and well. I have been streaming on Twitch. I might hop on for about an hour tonight as well. I'm gonna work out and then go from there. I'm gonna do another video on this more specifically after I do my week trial with them. This is not sponsored in any way. I'm paying with my own money after this trial. But I've been using the app Mila to work out, and so far it has been incredibly accessible for me. She isn't like, you know, a person doing it for chronic illness girlies, but the way that she's doing it fucking works for chronic illness girlies. So I will be telling you guys more, but today's gonna be day 4 and I'm already fucking obsessed. So, yeah, so I've been actually able to work out, and I can work out in flares because of how this app works. It'll get its own video, but this sneak peek of stuff that I'm excited about that has been helping my life. But yeah, I think those are all the updates I have. I love you guys, and I'll be posting again soon at some point. Probably next week I'll get back on it. Okay, bye. Mwah. Hi, besties. Just wanted to do another little update video for y'all because I know it's still been a little MIA. There's reasons. There's always reasons. As I said, I think I've brought it up. I hope I brought it up. My phone's broken. And oh my god, I swear it's like I put the energy into the air and I brought it up to my family and friends that my phone was struggling, and it's just like, and I said that I'm gonna try to figure out how to, you know, what the best course of action is to get it replaced, and it like knew that, and so now it's even more mad. Like, it's throwing a tantrum, you know? It's mad that I realized that it's angry. So, I have not been able to regularly receive phone calls, and it's always had that issue, but we just thought it was because, like, I don't know, I had an Illinois phone number from Cricket. I transferred it to T-Mobile. I moved into a small area in North Carolina where signal wasn't great anyway. Yada, yada, yada. I was calling people back home in Illinois. Maybe I didn't like the crossing state lines phone calls. A lot of the time we thought it was my mom's phone that was the problem, because it usually is. But then I moved back. And it actually got worse. So, no, she's just, I think, I got the S22 Ultra when it came out. Not, like, literally on launch, but really close to it. Like, it wasn't a pre-order or anything. I think I just got a bad phone. Like, if I'm being totally honest, I wish I would have realized this was an actual problem then, had it fixed then, and I probably would not be in the position I am right now. And now it's, like, past warranty and everything, and it's about to be paid off. So, we decided that it makes more sense, especially because I run my entire business on my phone, and make all of my content on my phone, and literally everything. Like, this is the hub that makes the things happen. We are just going to upgrade, and I'm gonna put money down. I had a very good check this week. That's the other reason why I've been MIA, is because we have a girl that went on maternity leave earlier than planned, and the two other people that are helping with coverage are out of town and had previous plans that were already, like, approved off and whatever. So I covered a lot of it. The other reason I've been MIA is I had a sinus infection this entire week. I'm on antibiotics. I would not have worked with the sinus infection without them. I worked Monday, and then Monday night, like the last hour or so of my shift, is when I came down with it. Like, I was asymptomatic until then, and then just had to take Tuesday off, but then I worked Thursday, Friday, today's off, and then I work tomorrow. Anyway, it's a good check. So I'm actually able to put money down on the phone. I'm trading in this one, because objectively the phone still works. It's just, it's something, it has to be something with my SIM. Like, I don't know. Anyway, getting all that done, and I'm going to be getting the S24 Ultra, I think is what they're on now. And I am going to be getting, because the other problem is this phone has 128 gigabytes of space, and I grew up only having 16 on most of my phones, so I understand the privilege of 128. But it's not enough to run a business off of, and I've already, like, been exporting all of my TikToks off the phone onto a SSD, and it's just, it's not, like, fully removing the files off the phone, but I can't find any of that leftover data anywhere, and so, like, let's just say I have 5 gigabytes of things that I'm moving off it. Once I move it off it, the phone's acting like there's still a gig left of that 5. Like, and it's not even there. So, I can't even, like, try to clear up space on it, and so then it's not letting me do anything. So I'm getting the S24 that has the 500 gigabytes of storage, because our hope in what we're about to do is that it's going to be my phone for the next 5 years. Because honestly, this one was supposed to be. I'm on 2 years, and if it wasn't having the, like, fundamental out of space, can't make phone calls issue, and now, like, apps are freezing and not working and whatever, and I can't answer a phone call because things are frozen. If I get the phone call, again, it's bad. If it wasn't having those issues, I was very, very genuinely happy with this phone. So this is the nicest phone I've ever had. But yeah, so going to hopefully replace my phone next week and do a whole data transfer. Everything is transferred over to the phone and yada yada. And then the business updates, because there are business updates. I was trying to open a business credit line and I can't. So we are regrouping, and the plan right now is I already have an existing Discover card that we had to use for 2 different emergency situations. The first emergency situation is my cat ended up in the vet with bladder stones and was very much not okay. And the other emergency situation is our card that we were planning to use for food while my husband was at JRTC declined, and it's because they sent us a new card. Target changed how their cards worked a year ago, and they changed them again. But they changed it and didn't make it very clear that that card they had sent us was not a card offer for the other card they also used to have. It was actually them replacing our card. It was not clear. So we didn't activate it. And we didn't, like, figure that whole mess out until he got back, because I was not an authorized user of the card. So I couldn't make any phone calls for him. So anyways, I had to use my own card, and and we did the move, and he got sent to Korea, and just a lot of other financial things happened. So my card was on the back burner, and we were waiting for our California tax refund to pay my card. But then we got audited this year. We just got picked out of a hat because of how early we filed. We filed early because he was going to Korea, so then I had to deal with the audit, so we don't have that refund yet. And it's just, money is not, it's there. It's promised it finances. They're just not happening yet. So, yeah, so we are going to be using that, along with I'm picking up more hours, and I'm just going to be putting all my money on that card and paying off my end, because my half was the vet stuff. So, and we're just dividing and conquering that card, basically. And then it is going to just be the business card, because to be fair, my original plan was to pay it off and lock it up, and I just was going to keep it as an emergency, like if he deploys and I can't contact him and need money situation was what that card was going to be for. But now we have the American Express card that is our joint card, so there's no need for that anymore. So why open another credit line anyway when I already have this one? So it's just gonna get recycled into a new thing. But because of that, I don't know when I'm opening Wesleyan Ave. I'm still gonna shoot for the end of May, because again, I picked up a lot of hours at work. There is a very good chance I can pay like $600 down on this card. And it's not maxed out, by the way. I just don't want it any higher. So I'm going to pay it down as much as I can by the end of the month, and then I'm going to go get the P.O. box, which that'll be a one-time payment for 6 months. And then I'm going to be, there's 2 different ways you can handle sales tax with a Etsy shop. You can charge the rate for each state, or you can come up with a generalized percentage that you factor into the cost of your items. Again, because we're regrouping, I do not have the means to hire somebody to do all of that stuff for me, and I don't trust myself to do it. And I don't want to charge people the incorrect rate for their state and stuff like that, and it's a whole thing. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to factor it into the price of each product, and then it is money put away for taxes at the end of the year if I owe. And then if I don't owe, it goes right back into the business. And you guys honestly are probably not even going to see much of a price difference. It might add like 10 cents to my stickers. So, I'm going to be completely transparent. That is the route that I'm going to take for this year, because I'm only going to be open for probably like 8 months. I don't know how well we're going to take off anyway, if I'm being totally honest, because I keep pushing things and I haven't been able to advertise anything because my phone's been broken. I don't even know if this video will post. But yeah, that is the plan. I'm going to be completely transparent with the whole process, but the process can't start until I get a new phone. So that's where we're starting. But I am hustling and trying so hard to work, but of course I got a freaking sinus infection. I always do. It's always the beginning of summer I get one, so. But yeah, that's all the updates I have for you guys. I love you guys. Thank you all for the support as always, and all the good vibes. Miss y'all. Mwah.
Hi, besties. Guess what? I got my new phone. I'm so excited. If you did not see my last video, this video will be shorter, I promise. The short of the whole situation is my phone was so broken, it was not receiving calls, letting me upload things. It was lagging really bad. Like, she was done. She was done. Well, we traded her in, and now I have the S24 Ultra, and I've been playing with it all day, and, content's gonna go crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, this camera, chef's freaking kiss. I am so excited. I also picked a new theme, and it's pretty cute, and I have so far received phone calls from anybody that's tried to call me first try, which is crazy. That hasn't happened in over a year. So yay! So content will start coming back as a regular situation. But the big but in this whole situation is I'm still sick. I finally don't sound congested anymore, which is lovely, but with whatever illness I had, and in addition to antibiotics, my stomach is still not having it. And because of that, I'm not getting enough of my electrolytes and everything in for my pots. So I actually had to sit on the floor at the bar that I work at after my mom came in for her shift, and I had to sit behind the bar on the floor and get fluids down, and she had to sit with me because I was not even okay enough to drive. So until I had to get a liquid IV and stuff down, and it was just like a whole thing. And I also forgot to bring any with me, so I had like a protein Gatorade instead, which is not enough for a flare like that, but it was enough to get me okay enough to drive home. So lovely, isn't it? But we're gonna rest up. I'm gonna get better. I am done with my antibiotics this weekend. And then we are going to come back full force, y'all. We're gonna get some debt paid down. We're gonna get that shop open by the end of the month. I am so fucking determined. And yeah, all the good things. Stuff is finally coming together. Obviously, it's a flare day, and that's really annoying. But I'm in good spirits because I have a phone that works. Okay, bye. Mwah.